Hey guys, Jeff Beaver here with Whiskey Throttle Media. We're out here at Ride Paris today with Bruce Marada and Cody Moore testing out the 2025 Honda Works Edition 250. So guys, give me a real quick rundown on just your overall impression of the bike right out the gate.
Well, I mean, I think first off, it's really cool that Honda offers a bike like this. You know, it basically comes pretty much race ready, and you know, with having the little bit of motor work that they do to it, comes with the cool Yoshimura exhaust, the fancy suspension on there, look good, you feel good. But yeah, I mean, for me, I've always loved riding Hondas. They just feel nimble, corners really well for me, especially with the 250F. The thing that I like about this is just the power on it. You know, it's very manageable, and I feel like it doesn't wear me out as much. So, you know, me being a vet guy now, sad to say, but I am a vet guy. I like riding the 250 because I feel like I could just ride longer and push a little bit harder versus the 450. You know, getting a little older and wanting to kind of ride a little bit more mellower. I think it's just a little bit too much power. So, but yeah, all in all, I think this bike, it handled really well. The power was perfect. When you needed it, it was right there, especially for a 250F. But yeah, all in all, I really enjoyed riding this bike.
Yeah, I mean, Bruce kind of hit it spot on there. He kind of took all the words out of my mouth. Like you were saying, the power delivery is very nice. I feel as if the second and third gear last a long time, which I really enjoy. You know, kind of short shifting I'm not big into. So with those gears lasting longer, it really keeps it comfortable for me. And other things like the cornering, it felt really good. Hondas have been kind of known to be a little bit twitchier and, you know, everything. And I feel like they fixed that with the 25s, which I really enjoy. Really fixed everything that I maybe didn't care too much about them. But, you know, I've always been a Honda guy, so nice that they kind of fixed that. And, yeah, I really enjoyed riding it.
All right, so Bruce, I'll ask you, we got the MX-34s by Dunlop on here. You know, we got the Pro Taper ACF carbon fiber handlebars. And if you guys haven't checked these out, these are the Carmichael bin. This is the same exact bin that Hayden Deegan's running. These bars are super light. They're super trick. The only thing is if you run bar ends like for off-road, you got to be careful because the carbon fiber's inside and it's a no-go. You don't want to use them if you're going to be using bark busters or anything like that. And then we've got the new Pro Taper lock-on grips, which are pretty sick, dude. And both these guys seem to like them. We went with Pro X chain and sprocket. You know, another nice little thing is got some tie foot pegs, dude. How'd you like those, Bruce?
Man, you know what? That was probably the biggest thing that
the biggest change.
Yeah, the biggest change. Sorry. Having that wide foot peg, I mean, and how sharp they are, I was really able to keep my feet planted on the bike. Yeah, these foot pegs felt amazing. So I highly suggest this, putting those foot pegs on.
Yeah, the one thing I liked about these foot pegs too, just from a mechanic standpoint, is I've had other brands of tie foot pegs and they'll lay you right open like a piece of sheet metal. I don't know what they did when they make these, but you can handle them. They're not going to cut you, but they're sharp for your boot. Super trick. We went with the ASV levers. They hooked us up with some sweet levers for this bad boy. You know, ETS fuels as always. Cody, what did you think of the bars and the grips?
Yeah, I run the Carmichael bend already, so it's honestly my favorite bend of bar, so it was easy to get used to. And these new grips, I haven't ran these, of course, but I'm a big lock-on guy, and I really enjoyed it. Felt like it was a softer grip. Felt like I actually had a grip that I was holding on to instead of, you know, just the handlebar. So really was comfortable straight from the get-go, and same with the foot pegs, like you were saying.
So would you upgrade to these hand grips?
Yeah, I would definitely put these on my bike that I'm running now. Pretty much the whole setup up here, I would run on my bike for sure.
And Cody, it's so easy to install, right?
Very easy.
You don't have to mess with the glue and getting them where your throttle sticks the next morning when you wake up because you got glue in there.
Exactly. Yeah,
Simple.
You can change them on race day and not have to.
At least I have that problem, Jeff.
And to some of the other manufacturers, how was the cams? How was using the cams and setting that up for the throttle?
Yeah, so that would be a good question for me because I did that. But yeah, it's very simple. They obviously come with a bunch of cams for different bike models, and they come with a little list there, and it will tell you basically the year and model of bike, and it'll say, okay, that's cam number 2. I believe that was number 2 for the Hondas. But it's a very simple installation, and I want to kind of speak on that too with the bar bend and just I loved this bar bend. I haven't ran that before in all these years, but I think this is going to be my new favorite bend. I just loved how not only did I feel comfortable on my jumps, but also in my cornering. I was really able to settle in my corners with this bend. And yeah, just the grip of these grips felt really nice.
So speaking of settling into corners, Factory Connection hooked up Bruce and did the suspension. What'd you think of it?
It was amazing. And, I got a huge thanks for Factory Connection and Ziggy over there. They set it up as more of like a motocross setting. I told him, I said, hey, set this thing up for like a vet guide. He's like, no, we're going to set it up motocross. And I'm glad he did, because at the end of the day, it felt really good out there. I can never complain about it.
And what'd you think?
Yeah, I agree 100%. The track wasn't too rough today, but just with all of the bigger hits that we were taking, when I was kind of getting all the jumps dialed and everything, I could kind of case one a little bit, and it wouldn't hurt. It would just soak it up. Same with going long, it felt like all the way through the stroke, it was just consistent the whole time. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
All right, and so I'm going to talk about a couple of things I really liked on this bike. I mean, of course, the Pro Taper pegs were sick. The bars are sick. But Tad over at TBD did the graphics on this thing, and, dude, that guy's graphics are sick. The cuts are always correct. They lay in nice. Even if you're Bruce and you can't see half the stuff you're laying on the bike, they still came out pretty good. But oh, hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so TBD Graphics, check those guys out. And also, they do vehicle wraps. If you've got a race hauler, a vehicle, van, anything like that, hit those dudes up, man. They're the best in the business. You go to the Pro Paddock at Supercross, and a lot of those trucks are done by Thad, but check them out. And then another thing I really liked about this bike is the exhaust. That Yoshimura Works Edition exhaust that comes on here in this airbox, it's got a huge hole in it. You could drive a Buick through it, and this thing frickin' barked.
Yeah, and it's crazy too. Like, you look good, feel good, suspension's all pretty looking, and even the sound, like hearing the sound of this bike, I mean, it just is so crisp. It sounds like that factory bike. And man, for 1 minute, I really thought I was Joe Shimoda, and it looked like him. Did I, or?
Joe, I want to apologize now from Whiskey Throttle, because he didn't look anything like you, Bubba.
Man, well, are you sure? Because I really, the sound, the feel, like I really thought I felt like him and was.
You look like Joe Slomoda.
Oh, man. Well, that really does hurt, but at the end of the day.
You're old.
Hey, at least I felt that in my head.
You kind of look more like Billy Laninovich.
Oh, man.
Nah, Billy'd smoke you.
Sorry, Billy.
Nah, Billy'd smoke you. Well, anyway, that's our thoughts on this bike. If you were going to rate this bike out of a 1 through 10, what would you give it?
That's like, this might be me being biased. I mean, at the end of the day, like, all these manufacturers build such a great motorcycle. But I will have to say, I am going to give this a 10. And Cody, you could probably back me for this because of how I came in. I haven't ridden for months. It's been months since I got on a bike. And the minute I hopped on this thing, my first lap, I really just felt at home, and the bike I just felt so comfortable on it. And I love it. So for me, and at the end of the day, it does come down to like rider preference, but for me, I'm gonna give this thing a 10.
And Cody, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I do have to back Bruce on that. For him not riding for the amount of time, he was ripping out there. Like I was impressed.
Thanks,
yeah,
Cody. So
really
I did look
good,
like
dude.
Joe Shimoda, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
You have him covered.
All right.
No. But yeah, the bike is very easy to get used to for me as well. I'm a Honda guy. I haven't ridden one in a while, but felt right back at home on it. And yeah, I'd have to give the bike a 10 too if I were to go out and kind of pick. All these top brands are good, but this would definitely be up there in my tops.
All right, one last question I have for both of you. If I got on this thing, what would I look like on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, man, Jeff.
And remember, I punch hard.
Oh, man, I don't, you know what?
I just got to get a 2.
Yeah, I'd probably give you, I'm going to make you feel better. I'm going to give you a 3.
Yeah, I got to say, I think Jet and all them boys got to be lucky that you're not riding, because I think you'd you'd probably go 22-0 just like Jet. So, you know, they're lucky you're behind the lens.
I'd be lucky
and,
to
you
make
know.
it out of the parking lot without falling off the bike. Let's be real here, people. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for checking out this video. Like, subscribe, and share this video.
If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, comment what you thought, and share it with your friends.